Hello, my friends. Welcome to this Friday afternoon for our latest video, which is about soul contracts, a little bit more information on that. Coming up, not today, but in the future, we have soul contracts and twin flames. We also have questions about how to know which psychic is best for you and some other questions about psychics. And then we have some questions more on angels and portals. So send your questions. You can either post them below in the comments. You can email me, but send your questions and we eventually get to them. We've just got a few in front of you right now, but we will get to all your questions. Also, I know some of you are wondering, where is the February predictions video? Oh, I forgot. The end of January just came so quickly. So I promise I'm going to get to that this weekend, probably tomorrow. So today we are going to, as I mentioned, answer that soul contract information. Let me just move a couple of things out of the way here. And we will also, of course, get a soul message from one of my books, Phillip. We just click on or pull open to one of the pages, and each page is a different wisdom. And so we'll just open to a page, and there we are. Well, peace, empathy, love, happiness, rainbow flower power says, yay. I rarely make it live, even though I rarely comment. I've been wondering how I am doing, and I thank you. I thank you. For those of you who aren't familiar, and welcome my sister Carol, my New York sister up at Light Spring Glen. And it is a wintry afternoon. It's actually quite cold here, but sunny. The sun is out, and so no complaints on my part. After we finish the video here, I'm headed off to recycling. We do have some snow coming in, I think tomorrow night. I heard 5 to 8 inches, so I'm sure the grocery stores will be packed. So fortunately, I don't have to go to the grocery store. And where I live, we have to take our recycling to the recycle place. There's no pickup here. So welcome, both of you. And to answer the question, how am I doing? I and the family are doing well as can be expected. Thank you. For those of you who are unaware, my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, recently passed, not from COVID, actually from cancer. And so there's some grieving going on, and we're all helping my brother through this. So thank you for asking. Hello, Annika. Blessed Saturday to all. Where she is, where I am, it's still Friday. And Alicia, who is the peace, empathy, love, happiness, rainbow flower power, says, haha, sorry my kids picked the name. Alicia here, greetings from the West Central Indiana, which is right next door. So I think you're probably going to get the storm too. I'm not sure what direction it's coming from. I just saw the warning, and all my friends on the West Coast always call and tease me to tell me how warm it is out there. Well, today we have sunshine, and so I'm going to just enjoy the sunshine. But let's get going here with the question, and it's actually a three-parter. So I'm going to read all three parts. If we exercise our option of free will, thereby changing the trajectory of our soul path, would that be choosing to nullify our soul contract? Are there consequences? Excuse me, I just had lunch and I think my tongue is still thick with food. Are there consequences for not living up to that soul contract we entered into before coming into this life? And then the third part of this question, which is not a question, but the third part of what the writer was wondering, the third part, and I think it's important too, I hope I fulfill the contract because I don't ever want to come back and do this again. I'm sorry, that is such an unhappy statement, but hopefully we can change that a little bit. So here's what Phillip answers. Hello, Annika again. And LOL, am off from work today, so I assume it was Saturday. Blessed and happy Friday to all. All right. I understand that. Some days I have to look at the phone. It used to be a watch that I had to look at, but I have to look at the phone to see the date and then look at the calendar to see what date that refers to. So I understand that we can get very confused, especially if I'm working on a book. I really lose total track of the days and the time. So here we go. This is to the first question, which I'll just repeat real quickly. If we exercise our option of free will, thereby changing the trajectory of our soul path, would that be choosing to nullify our soul contract? Phillip says, "Oh, dear child." In response to the first question, let us stop our chuckling and say the questioner must relax and allow themselves to recognize there are a multitude of paths to freedom. Free will simply provides the opportunity to choose different methods and times to work on your soul mission. You may even choose to not fulfill your mission in this one lifetime. That is up to each individual. Choosing one option over another does not necessarily change the trajectory of the soul's path or nullify the soul's contract. It merely says you are choosing A over B as a means to get there. Everyone has the same major purpose in their soul contract. That is to love, and that is love with a capital L. How that love is brought into and expressed in the world is in the individual clauses within the contract. Let us say, for example, you have chosen to help heal the pain of abandonment, either emotionally or physically, by a parent or parents. That happens to be mine, which is my issue, which is probably why Phillip chose it. I was abandoned. My brother and I were abandoned by our father, as was my mother, of course. And then my mother, I lived with my grandparents. My brother lived with my mother. And when my grandmother was sick, I actually got to live with this aunt or this aunt. And so I really got to hear or got to a lot of love from a lot of different sources. So, and then when I was old enough, a little bit older, I got to live with my mother and brother. So um, that's the abandonment script, and it is one that can be difficult to heal. It's a big one. So um, thank you. Let me come back. I need to stop reading that. Sorry, I'm interrupting here, but I'm so interested in what you all have to say. So I'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, you as a soul will then choose specific circumstances to create the issue in your human life and the means to heal it, as well as the experiences of the pain caused by the issue. You fulfill the contract simply by recognizing the pattern created by the issues and healing the pattern. As you heal those who came before and those who come behind you, simply by creating a pathway of energy others can follow. How you heal and the expressions of that healing is where free will is exercised. All healing leads to love, again with a capital L, and will be accomplished only through love with a capital L. Once this is accomplished, the individual will understand the greatness of life and wish to return to Earth to continue the healing to love for all beings. While one is caught in the pain, anger, or fear of the issue they contracted to heal, they will not fulfill the contract. They are seeing life through small lenses and an unforgiving heart. At any time, the individual may choose to use free will to heal their pain, thus fulfilling their soul's contract. The question arises about soul contracts between individuals. This is left for another discussion, as it is often misunderstood and requires an in-depth analysis. So with what we call twin souls or soulmates, those individual contracts, we're going to get to probably next week. For now, let us leave you with these words. If you do not fulfill your soul contract in one lifetime, there will be others where you may. This, I suppose, you could call a consequence to return to human life, but only if you do not understand the privilege of being chosen to experience life on earth. Use your free will to choose love. In this way, you will come to understand life, and in doing so, you will fulfill your soul contract in this lifetime. I'm going to repeat that last paragraph. Use your free will to choose love. In this way, you will come to understand life, and in doing so, you will fulfill your soul contract in this lifetime. I love that. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm turning my back on you there. Didn't mean to. Just wanted to put that book aside and get this one. Bottom line, what Phillip is saying is you really can't do this wrong. And whenever I lead workshops, I say that over and over and over to people. If you blow it in this lifetime, you'll just get another lifetime to do it. And coming back in life into the human experience, excuse me, really is a privilege. But it's hard for us sometimes to recognize that. Thank you. Peace, empathy. Alicia, thank you for your caring about my family. We appreciate that. And Alicia also says, I'm going to take your advice, enjoy the sun, but yeah, we'll probably get that snow too. At least it's pretty. And Alicia is in Indiana, I'm in Ohio, and we've got tomorrow night, Saturday night, a storm coming through. And Anika World says, so I was emotionally, I'm sorry, I don't see it below that. So I was emotionally. I always look over at the bigger screen over here. It's just easier for me to read the bigger screen, but the camera's in the little computer. So I'm looking, here's the computer and there's the big screen. So if you wonder why I keep turning over that way, that's why, because I'm looking at the bigger screen over there. So anyway, Wendy says, yes, I made it. Hello, Wendy. Good to see you. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get our message. And Johanna, hello, just logged in. So good to see you. And I think it's Johanna. I do have a friend, Johanna. So I always have to think and think about that. But I believe this is Johanna. I want to just again say, I will get February's predictions out over the weekend. I'm planning it for tomorrow. Never know that things happen, but I'm going to try to get it out tomorrow, especially with the storm coming in. Electricity could be iffy on Sunday. But anyway, I just want to say this. I don't want to get into predictions because I haven't really sat down and talked to Phillip about it. But I want to say we've had a little breather. We have made the shift, but that doesn't mean we've made the shift, that big evolutionary planet shift, but that doesn't mean things will settle down. That doesn't mean we're in suddenly a peaceful period, because we're not. We've still got some issues coming. We've still got some big things coming here in the U.S. So all of us in the U.S., let's hold each other and let's hold everyone in government in our prayers and in the light. And for those of you who live outside of the U.S., I know you're as concerned as we are, and we thank you for holding the U.S. in light and certainly our planet. I do have many other videos, as most of you know. One I have a link to below. It's for personal and planetary healing. So feel free to go check that out as well. All right, let's get our message, shall we? We're just going to flip through, and there we go. If you heard right, you and I are in sync intuitively. If you heard left side, then that means you need to listen to the left side, because that's really a message that you need to hear. But our big message for everyone is the right. And it says, I love it. Find peace and war will be meaningless. Find peace and war will be meaningless. If we all reach that point of deep love and deep peace in our lives, that spreads. That's the healing that we're talking about. We all have that contract, love. And love, by the way, doesn't mean there aren't any barriers or boundaries. Actually, it's the opposite. If we love, we have boundaries. We do not let people cross those boundaries. So that, whether that's a political statement or a personal statement, love is bigger. It's not romantic. It's bigger than that. And I'm going to read the left in a minute, but just remember, find peace and war will be meaningless. You know, I recently, thank you. That was comforting. Thank you, Alicia. I recently put I'm on Twitter as well as Facebook. Join me on either. On Twitter, I do get political more so than on Facebook. But I recently read a Matthew Dow, who is an ABC, I believe, the top political analyst. And I recently responded to one of his posts. And his post was saying that, he is a man of faith. He is a man that also he will post on his Twitter page information from multiple sacred texts, including the Bible. And he said, but bottom line, I'm using that term bottom line. He didn't say that. He said, if you believe in love, we have something in common. And that is exactly what God is to me, is this huge love. And so I wrote back and I told the story of when I was teaching at a university. I was teaching, one of the classes I taught was religion. And in teaching that course, one of the young women at the beginning of the course said that she was really scared to be in my class. And I said, why? She says, well, I'm afraid you're going to try to keep me from, you're going to try to change my mind about God and keep me from my God. And you can't do that. Christian God. I said, well, no, it's not my goal here. My goal is to make your God bigger. And at the end of the term, I got one of the best compliments as a teacher that I ever got. And she said to me, you did it. You made my God bigger. That's what love is, friends. Make God bigger. By whatever term. God, universe, spirit, love. That's what we're doing here. Everybody has that soul mission. And then we each have the individual. So if you heard left, here is your personal message. The bud of the flower will not grow where only weeds are planted. The bud of the flower will not grow where only weeds are planted. Our message for all of us on the right side is find peace and war will be meaningless. Find love. And all that doesn't belong to love will become meaningless. I love you, my friends. I am so excited to see all of you here. I'm glad these words from Phillip were comforting. And bless you all. Bless you all. I'll see you over this weekend. Get this out of Get this out of the way and get ready to sign off here. But thank you so much for being with me week after week. Welcome those who are new. I love seeing you here. I love reading your comments, and go ahead and send your questions in. Keep the questions general, as you know, I believe. If you want a private reading to answer your personal questions, you can, below shows you how to contact me. And thank you, Carol, for the hearts. Sending love to all of you out there. And from all of these on our list, they're all sending you love out there. let's just add love to the world because, and remember, love has its boundaries. Love is powerful. It is more powerful than fear. It is more powerful than anger. It is more powerful than hate. Love. There's a lot of craziness out there. There are some of the silliest conspiracy theories. If you have to laugh about them, but they're dangerous. So, my friends, so okay, all you need to know, all you need is love. All together now, absolutely. All you need is love. That was a song back in the 60s, and we used to sing it a lot. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for the love that you're spreading throughout the world. Thank you for accepting my love. And thank you for the love that you send to me and my family. Thank you. Until over the weekend, probably tomorrow, with the February predictions.